When you were 14, you accidentally saved several girls who were being hunted. You thought it was just a small deed, but 10 years later, you find out those girls were either daughters of top conglomerates or elite families. It seems they've all been looking for you. You even discover that the lady of the Liu family, whom you married into, is one of them. Right now, slightly tipsy, you return to the villa's living room, walk to the sofa, and sit down with your eyes closed. But after a moment, you seem to remember something, suddenly stand up, and sit down at a piano in the room. It's been a while since I posted a video. I'll take this chance tonight to play another one. With that, you take out your phone and start a live stream. Ignoring the viewers flooding in, you rest your hands on the keys and begin to play. After 6 months, Brother Phantom is finally live again. I'm so happy. Soon, after finishing a song, the chat fills with comments from men and women alike. Speculations explode instantly. Is he heartbroken? I feel so bad for him. You can totally tell from Brother Phantom's lyrics, okay? He must have been cheated on. Otherwise, how could he sing with such emotion? As the song ends and the notes linger, your hands slowly leave the keys, as if still lost in the music. But when you snap out of it, an instinctive move makes you quickly pull up your clothes to hide your face. Just as you're about to get up and end the stream, your phone suddenly shows the shutdown screen, without warning. Watching the screen fade to black, you shake your head helplessly and drop the clothes covering your face. You let out a big yawn, eyes a bit blurry, and mutter softly, "Forget it, I'll charge it tomorrow. I'll just shower and go to bed." Having said that, as if drained of all energy, you slowly turn and trudge toward the bedroom. Meanwhile, in a luxury estate in the elite Genting Palace area of the Magic City, Liu Ruoxu is lying in bed, watching your stream with excitement. Her eyes are glued to the screen, terrified of missing a single moment. When your stream ends, Ruoxu is instantly overwhelmed with excitement. She quickly closes the finished stream and opens her call logs. She dials a number without hesitation. In a lavish presidential suite in the imperial capital, Liu Ruyan, wearing a purple robe, sits gracefully on a soft sofa. She holds a glass of red wine, gently swirling the liquid as it ripples and releases a charming aroma. Opposite Ruyan sits a stunning woman whose beauty shines like the moon in the night sky, radiating an intoxicating glow. Ruyan smiles, raises her glass, and gestures to the woman. "Yo, it's really been a long time since we last met. Come, cheers." Qin Mengyao smiles and clinks her glass against hers. "It's only been a year, not that long." After a sip, Ruyan smiles and replies, "A year is long enough. Haven't you heard that one day apart feels like 3 years? Mengyao shakes her head with a smile. "If you miss me, you should have just come to the capital. It's a short flight." Ruyan responds helplessly. "I wanted to, but I've been taking over the group's affairs for the past 2 years. I just can't find the time." "Has your father already started handing the group over to you? That's way too fast, isn't it?" Mengyao asks in surprise. To her, Ruyan's father is only in his early 40s, in his prime. How could he hand over the Liu family burden so soon? "Don't even get me started. My dad's obsessed with fishing lately. If I can handle the company stuff, he won't lift a finger. My siblings are still in school, so I have to take on this responsibility." Ruyan gives a bitter laugh. Meng Yao realizes and teases. "Oh, I see. Your father is enjoying an early retirement. But with your talent, taking over the group will be no problem." Ruyan waves it off modestly. "I still have a lot to learn." "Oh, I have good news. I'm married." Meng Yao's eyes widen in shock, nearly dropping her glass. "To whom did you find that man?" Ruyan gives a sweet smile and nods firmly. Just as Ruyan is about to say more, her phone rings urgently. Glancing at the caller ID, Ruyan frowns slightly and answers with a puzzled look. "What's up, Ruoxu? It's so late. Why are you—" Before Ruyan can finish, Ruoxu's incredibly excited voice bursts through. "Sis, are you having an affair?" Ruyan freezes. Before she can respond, Ruoxu's excited voice gets even louder. "Why aren't you saying anything? You really are cheating. Ha ha ha, that's great." As Ruoxu finishes, Ruyan finally snaps out of it. In an instant, her sweet expression turns dark. She snaps through gritted teeth. "Liu Ruoxu, are you looking for trouble? How dare you spread rumors about me? Have I not disciplined you in too long?" Despite the scolding, Ruoxu isn't scared at all and continues excitedly. "Sis, stop pretending. Your husband already knows about the affair. Plus, it's going viral all over the internet right now. And Before Ruoxu can finish, Ruyan's face has already gone pale. Frowning deeply, she hangs up and quickly opens her social media apps. Instantly, she sees several trending topics in red at the very top. Shocking. After 6 months, a famous creator releases a new song late at night. Shocking. The famous musician reveals his face for the first time. Shocking. A popular creator with 10 million fans is suspected of being cheated on. Seeing these sudden headlines, Liu Ruyan's brow furrowed again. After clicking on one of them, a pile of exaggerated marketing copy and a video immediately appeared in her view. The video's cover reflected an extremely handsome profile, and at the end of the copy, as expected, 5 glittering large characters appeared. NC Shocking Department. Seeing that incredibly familiar profile, Liu Ruyan's delicate hand trembled as she clicked on it. In an instant, your deep voice and lonely figure appeared on the screen, listening to your broken singing and the sense of betrayal in the lyrics. 2 minutes later, Liu Ruyan's face was as pale as paper. But before she could finish the video, Liu Ruoxu's call came in again. "Sis, why did you hang up on me?" Before Liu Ruyan could respond, Liu Ruoxu's voice became excited again. "Where did you put the keys to Brother Juan's villa? In the suburbs?" Hearing Liu Ruoxu's question, Liu Ruyan took a deep breath, composed herself, and said in a low voice, "Listen to me, Liu Ruoxu. I didn't cheat, and I've never done anything to betray your brother-in-law." To Liu Ruyan's warning, Liu Ruoxu on the other end of the phone replied nonchalantly, "Sis, stop being so stubborn. Brother Juan said before that his songwriting is based on inspiration and experience. You've seen that video, right? I don't believe you don't understand the lyrics." At this point, Liu Ruoxu's voice grew louder. Brother Juan is already heartbroken because of you. He's been drinking and wandering in the rain. Now even his phone is turned off. Quick, give me the keys. I'm going to comfort my dear brother Juan." Hearing this, Liu Ruyan's pale face instantly turned bright red, a flush of extreme anger. She was already shaking with rage, and through gritted teeth, she roared at Liu Ruoxu on the phone. Ah! Liu Ruoxu! When I get back, I'm definitely going to break your legs. Liu Ruoxu seemed startled by Liu Ruyan's furious roar, recalling the fear of being dominated by her sister since childhood. Her voice suddenly lost its confidence, and she said aggrievedly, Sis, you did this yourself. You can't blame me. It's not like I made you have an affair. Besides, you know what brother-in-law is like. Now that you've cheated on him, how could he possibly? Liu Ruoxu seemed to think of something, and then, as if forgetting her fear of her sister, she said excitedly again, Quick, give me the keys. Instead of letting someone else have him after you divorce, it might as well be me. Keep it in the family, right? At least you'll still be able to see him as his sister-in-law later. At this moment, Liu Ruyan seemed to finally calm down and sneered, Since you know your brother-in-law's personality, then you should know that if I really betrayed him and he found out, given his personality, do you think he would just stay silent and grieve alone like this? Liu Ruyan's counter-question silenced Liu Ruoxu on the other end. After a long while, Liu Ruoxu replied timidly, Maybe, perhaps, probably. Before she could finish, Liu Ruyan interrupted. There are no maybes or perhapses. With his personality, if I really cheated on him, he would have come for me long ago. Besides, I've been with your sister Yao Yao all day today, and she's still right here next to me. Where exactly was I supposed to go to cheat on your brother-in-law? Liu Ruyan's cold voice carried a heavy dose of mockery as she sneered. You've been watching too many brainless short dramas and reading too many novels lately, treating your brother-in-law like some pathetic male lead. After saying that, her tone sharpened even more. You should know, your brother-in-law is a man who dared to fight 4 desperate robbers alone at 14. Would he just take being cheated on? Then how do you explain the drinking, the rain, the phone being off, and that song? There's definitely something wrong. Hearing her sister's deeply insecure voice, Liu Ruyan sneered again. How should I know what's going on? Most likely he just drank too much, got caught up in some drama, and didn't have an umbrella. That's basically it. It's not the first time. After saying that, Liu Ruyan continued impatiently. Alright, that's enough. I'm done talking to you. After hanging up, Liu Ruyan dropped her confident act and hurriedly dialed your number. Beep, beep, beep. After several failed attempts to connect, Liu Ruyan's heart began to race with anxiety. Chuckle. Qin Mengyao, who had been silent for a long time, couldn't help but laugh when she saw Liu Ruyan's anxious state. Ruyan, what's wrong with you? You sounded so logical when you were talking to Ruoxu just now. Why are you getting nervous now? Facing her best friend's teasing, Liu Ruyan was clearly in no mood for banter. She said urgently, Yao Yao, quick, get your family's private jet ready. I need to go back to the capital right now. Seeing her friend's frantic look, Qin Mengyao's face instantly showed an expression of utter surprise. Wait, you're serious? Didn't you just analyze everything perfectly? Besides, what Ruoxu said is completely baseless. It's not like you actually cheated. Liu Ruyan waved her hand and continued, Don't worry about that for now. Just get the plane ready quickly. I'll explain everything to you later. As she spoke, Liu Ruyan hurriedly picked up Qin Mengyao's phone from the table and handed it to her. Seeing her best friend's anxious and urgent look, Qin Mengyao shook her head helplessly, took the phone, and gave the orders. All right, the orders are in. Just wait patiently. After speaking, a playful smile suddenly appeared on Qin Mengyao's face as she teased, Ruyan, looking at how restless you are now. What Ruoxu said earlier, it couldn't be true, could it? Before she could finish, Liu Ruyan quickly waved her hand again. She interrupted. How is that possible? Huan is the man I've longed for 10 years. How could I ever betray him? After saying this, a look of deep concern appeared in Liu Ruyan's eyes. Do you remember that drinking party you helped me organize yesterday? Qin Mengyao nodded, puzzled. Liu Ruyan took a deep breath and continued. When I arrived at the hotel yesterday, I happened to run into President Gu of the Gu Group downstairs. I'm worried that someone might have taken some misleading photos. Although, knowing Huan's personality, if he really saw some bad news, he should have contacted me by now. But I'm still a bit uneasy, and Huan's lonely figure in that video just now really broke my heart. After hearing Liu Ruyan's explanation, Qin Mengyao couldn't help but chuckle. You don't look like the Miss Liu I know at all right now. You look more like a submissive little wife. Liu Ruyan's cheeks turned slightly red, and she gave her a playful glare. Seeing her shy expression, Qin Mengyao's laughter rang out again. What kind of family background does that husband of yours have? Even the great Miss Liu can't handle him? Liu Ruyan rolled her eyes and crossly slapped away the hand pinching her cheek. I heard him say he's an orphan. He was adopted and raised by foster parents from a young age. As for who they are, he never said, and he's never taken me back there. After a pause, Liu Ruyan continued. As for handling him, I've never even dared to think of it. Listening to Liu Ruyan's account, Qin Mengyao's eyes instantly filled with surprise and curiosity. You don't even dare to think of it. That's an exaggeration, right? From what you've said, he's just a bit bold and maybe has some fighting skills. These days, those two things aren't that impressive. After all, no matter how brave or skilled you are, if you have no money or power, you're still just a nobody. Liu Ruyan glared at her and then snapped back. He's my husband, not some nobody. Seeing her friend getting a bit angry, Qin Mengyao quickly raised her hands and smiled apologetically. Okay, I'll stop, alright? I was just a little curious. Liu Ruyan rolled her eyes again and continued. My husband, well, how should I put it? He seems to have no desires or demands. He doesn't seem to care much about wealth or power at all. Liu Ruyan paused and then said, We've been married for nearly a year now, but he's never asked me to buy him anything. Even the sports car I gave him on the day we got our marriage certificate, he's hardly ever driven it. If I had to say, over this period, the money he's spent on our household is actually a bit more than what I've spent. Hearing this, Qin Mengyao was surprised again and asked in disbelief, No way, did you not tell him about the Liu family's status? How could I? With his steady as a rock personality, how could he agree to marry me without knowing my background? Liu Ruyan replied calmly, You have no idea. After I first took him home, when we were about to get married, he actually went out of his way to look into my parents' past and character, as if he was afraid my whole family was putting on an act for him. He even said something about bad traits being hereditary. If my parents hadn't been decent people, and if I hadn't been pure when we first became intimate, with a clean private life, I'm afraid he wouldn't have even agreed to marry me. The more Qin Mengyao heard, the more fascinated she became, her eyes lighting up. No way, is this guy really that bold? You're the young lady of a top family in Shanghai, and he's just a live-in son-in-law, yet he dares to have so many requirements. Liu Ruyan shook her head and said softly, he's not crazy, that's just his nature. In his words, he's a remnant of the old era, a vestige of feudal society. He said his wife must be pure. Of course, if we weren't getting married, he wouldn't care, and our marriage wasn't him joining my family, I married into his. As for whether I'm the only one for him, I feel like he's somewhat indifferent. At this point, Liu Ruyan shook her head with a bitter smile and continued in a helpless voice, you heard my call with Ruoxu just now. To be honest, he's really not short of beautiful women from good families who are interested in him, and it's not just Ruoxu. From what I know, there's another woman out there whose background and looks are on par with mine, just waiting for him. You could say, those two vixens are just waiting for me to make a mistake so they can seize the opportunity. After saying this, Liu Ruyan sighed helplessly, then looked at Qin Mengyao and asked, tell me yourself, with a husband like mine, who can earn his own money, has no interest in power or wealth, is humorous and handsome, and has several other women after him, would I dare to risk everything just to try and handle him? Wouldn't that just be pushing him away even faster? After hearing Liu Ruyan's words, Qin Mengyao became even more curious. Do you have a photo of him? I really want to see what this perfect man you're talking about actually looks like. Hearing Qin Mengyao's words, Liu Ruyan instinctively grew wary. She replied guardedly, I'll show you, but I'm warning you, don't get any ideas. I don't want another best friend as a love rival, besides my sister. Relax, I'm not that kind of person, Mengyao promised. Ruyan skeptically pulled out her phone and opened the album. Suddenly, photos of a stunningly handsome man filled the screen. Ruyan looked at Mengyao triumphantly. She chuckled. So, how is he? My husband's handsome, right? Mengyao was stunned. Looking at the photo, she felt a strange familiarity, as if she'd seen him before. Snapping out of it, she nodded. He really is handsome. Ruyan chuckled again. Of course, my taste is never bad. And he's not just handsome. He's got an 8-pack. He says he's the real-life Uchiha Sasuke, the village's top visual. Mengyao was mesmerized. Hey, that's enough. I said no, eyeing my husband. Hearing her, Mengyao finally snapped out of it. Her phone rang. She glanced at the caller ID and said sweetly, all right, the plane is ready on the rooftop helipad. Aren't you in a rush to go explain things to your husband? Go on then. Ruyan nodded and hurried off. After the plane took off, Mengyao watched it go, murmuring, Su Huan, the Su family. The foster son, 10 years ago. Interesting. Could it be him?